Hello, it is Aman here from TZFX Logics. We have changed our name from TZ Logics to TZFX Logics. So today we are featuring the MultSet tool. We have released it, but we are not fairly to give you the instruction on how that operates. It's only a few people who attended the Zoom session, but now for the benefit of many people and for the reference that can be made thereof. And I know this is the beginning of the series that I'll be making, of series of tutorials that I'll be just doing on this to support the InstaPray moves. So today I'll just give the basic introduction and I'll continue tackling on the matters. So when you have the question, you are more than welcome. And today the signal that we are featuring here that I'll be explaining about, we have this MultSet. We had one version that I released to the public through the social media that we have, and also that signal is called Insta OVC. Now we have changed it to InstaPray. So when you see InstaPray, it's the same as Insta OVC, and we have improved it from there, and we'll continue to improve it until it is better. But the best of it is not it to be better, it's us to be better on how to interact and tap its potentiality. We have started with the InstaPray, and it will take some time to polish and to continue maintain based on the input that we are going to receive from you, and that will remain free over there on the MQL5, so that we all of us have the opportunity to trade profitably. Now, that being said, I hope this won't be a very long video, but let's go until it takes, until we have exhausted the most thing we need to understand. So for that purpose, I don't have the PC today. So that is not bad, because I have one in my mobile. As we have always said, that we have, as you can see, that RD client, remote Microsoft desktop client that we use. So I have my VPS, so I can use direct here on these tutorials, and I'm free to use a very basic phone. So before I can dive deep, I would like to just highlight some things. We know if we can remove this all moving average, we can just see candles moving up and down, making higher highs, higher lows, or lower lows or lower highs, depends on the direction it's going. So when it is going down, we know for sure it will make this lower lows and lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, until when the lower high is broken, we presume that the trend have changed. Yeah, so that is the basic form to see the market. But adding the moving average like the 20 and the 200 moving average, it helps us slice the market even the better, because as we can see, it's easier to perceive that the trend have changed, because we can see prices were just below the 20 and now they're just above. It's easier to say the trend have changed. But putting this 220, it says, okay, the market is pulling back to 200 moving average, and always does that and it goes. So we'll consider almost selling when we are below the 200 moving average, and particularly selling mostly when we are under them both. So market have their place, which we have to understand. Always market, it will move below the 20 moving average, that for sale, and sometimes it will come up. It will do a little bit of retracement, come up and end in 200 and continue downward. So it's easier to say, okay, the previous high have been taken, maybe you have changed the trend. Then having this set of moving average, which I'm not removing in my all programs, they help us know the momentary change in the trend direction. Yeah, I'm finding the best example of it. Also, for example, yeah, I can tap even this example. High, low, high, low, high, low, high. And we have changed. But usually it will come up to here, and afterward it might continue downward. So as we can see, from this point downward. So this is just a brief. So having 220, I can know the overall momentum that from here is down because the 200 is above the 20. And when price comes here, I know it is just breathing and it is likely to end up at the 200 level before it can continue down. So this helped me to slice the market into pieces, and I'll talk about that in a separate video. So let's continue on the insta plays. Yeah, so if I know those instant direction of the market, I would like to show you something. For example, now the market was going down, now it have come up. So because it is up, it means it has a momentary sell that is against the trend. So obviously, if I have buys, these blacks, if I take the trade from those blacks, and once the low of those blacks have, so it means that I'll be reached the area to take profit, because always this momentary pullback, when prices are over the 20 moving average, in this situation when the 200 is above the 20, almost the turning point is the same 200. So this gives me on how to know how to pray things out, right? Yeah, so yeah. So the first, I want to know the direction of the market, and the second, I want to know how do I enter the market. Now, what are insta praise? See, now I know I'm below both and I'm going down, and I find things like this. This thing being taken out. You can see here, all of us, this place here. We had this green bar and it's being taken out. And by the way, if we can gauge this move from before, this price was moving down until it got halted here. So basically, if it has to continue moving down, we have to also join from the same location it decided to pull back. Now, when we know that these have been established here, and we receive the insta play signal, so this one will be our insta play signal. When this bearish bar passes past previous bullish bar, that you get the insta play notification for you to sink into the trade and continue trading. Okay, so for this here, you won't receive the insta play, though in the location when the price just continued down, we got halted again here. So if we could do by mind the game of combining two bars together, this bar and this bar are the same. If we combine, is like putting one in 10 minutes. This is one bearish bar. And in fact, also the previous could be a bearish bar. So this bar in the middle here, the green bar, is the interruption. So because we are interrupted, we have to enter in the same location to continue downward. Always after this circle here, after this circle of the 20 moving average, you can have one opportunity, the second, the third one. You see, if this bar was taken out, I could say a pray out, or you can opt to take the first one, the second, And when you receive the second halt, you can exit. Simple. So I've shown you here that InstaPlay, it shows you instant location to start trading instead of waiting for this pause for the location that we actually received the pause to continue with our down move. We can start from the Insta to reduce the area of stop loss and to maximize the gain in our direction. I have failed to just limit the program to this because sometimes we have these moves pulling back to the 200, which are best moves. So that's why you get the insta plays in this direction as well when the trend is breathing. So what you should know by now, that when you get to a buy signal while the 20 is below the 200, you know that is either the trend is breathing or reversing. It's either breathing or reversing. So I think we should go now to our MT5 on to our Windows computer on a mobile device, as I've said. And let's just see that. Yeah, as you can see here, really the market was heading downward, like here. You see, higher low, and this one is what? This is lower low, higher low, lower low. So higher low, because it's going down like this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, I don't know here, and this, and this, and this, and this, I don't know the way market moves. Sometimes people combine them, but every pullback is a pullback, because here we are supposed to be going in a straight line down like this, and we move down, we are getting a pause. We move down, we're getting a pause, and eventually that. So I'm focusing on these green happenings in our direction, the green happenings in our direction. So insta plays, when we know that we are in the low going shift, for example, now here, this bar here, we get signal because this red bar is taking out this smaller thing here to the down. So we are timing, instead of entering from here logically where we paused, and then we find the best entry here from the insta play. And also you can see this bar did the same, and also this bar did the same, and also this bar did the same, but we know the overall momentum is to the down. This is not the so much best example. Also here the same, but the concept remains the same, that we are heading down, and all these bearish are logical points where we were stopped, and actually we should join from the same points where we were stopped. And if we have taken at least mainly two entries, 2 to 3 entries, and then we should forget the last entry, and especially when it is too much far from 20 moving average, because there is where price tend to return back to that again. Yeah. So InstaPlay gives you chance to capture the trend from the beginning. That's why the most advice is to use this in higher time frame. When you use InstaPlay in a higher time frame, just imagine just this move from there to until when the candle is closed is already a lot of points. That move there to until when the candle is closed is already a high point. So even in the same candle, you can still profit. That move here, so I can't be precise. Let me try to zoom in a little bit. Good. Try to pan a little bit, because I want you to see these candles clearly. Here, you can see here, see this move here. So this candle, because this is 5 minutes, this is not much. And because this is 5 minutes, is not much, but is a move. But remember, it should be nearby 20 moving average, not far away like here. This is too much far. So when you get Instaplays along the 20 moving average are the best, not away from it. Yeah, so we can do it on the daily chart. We can do it on the daily chart. Sorry for the interruption. This is daily chart. So it means the Instaplay here, in the rest of the day, is going to be in the profit until the candle closes for the rest of the day. And imagine this bar here. You see, as I've said, when we are in a downtrend, when we have this bearish and we have this bullish, like in the same level. Also here, like in the same level. As I've said, in the normal definition of the market, let me clear this first. Let me pan a little bit, not too much. Yeah, I can even go back. Let's analyze this market from before. This market was falling, and this green bar interrupted from this location. So let's wait for it to go, and we'll join. Again, we got interrupted here. Interruption, 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 and final until we are out. So these are logical places to continue, so that we continue our trend in a straight line downward like that. So sells when prices are below the 20, and buys when prices are above the 20. And when we are below the 200, we know we have the sales. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so when we say Instaplay, I'm panning that. If we say Instaplay, simple, plays, joining the already continuing trend. When we are below the 20, under the 20, sell, above the 20, buys. So we use the same principle of higher highs, higher lows to determine when the trend have reversed, because here we know it is still continuing down because this high is not above the high of the previous. So we know still we are in the down move. Yeah. So knowing that concept in head, when we receive the Instaplay, we can use them, we can enjoy them. And we know still we're in the down move, and those Instaplays. As I've said, Instaplays are better in higher time frames. For example, this is daily. So it means for the whole day, you can end up in profit just being in this trade. You can end up in profit just being in this trade, because these are just minor interruptions of the ongoing trend. So if you find interruption, play it. Interruption, play it. This is interruption here. Play it. Why I say this is interruption? Because this trend is heading downward, and these are just blocks interrupting the trend. Blocks interrupting the trend. So once they get taken out, we deal with them. And I say this instant signal, it means it will give you signal when this candle is being passed. This bearish candle being passed, you get an instant signal. And you can play the same trick. You can use the waiting. This instant gives you instantly, but you can use the waiting method, that you open up your chart, you browse your chart, and you see, for example, if you see you have you have maybe 20 under 200, and prices are below 20. So what you do, if this is bull candle, and then you can just put pending order here. So when it reaches here, you join the move to the down. You can just use the pending order. You join the move to the down. Pending order from there, join the move to the down. Pending order, join the move to the down. And so on, and so on, and so on. Pending order there, join the move. Pending order there, join the move, and you're good to go. So that will be the wait, play. Wait, play. I consider this to be safe as because it will end up in profit. So when I use that, where is stop loss? You can just put above, or some just put on the close. So this one is an exercise of exercise to all of us. 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 I will not digest each and everything. The rest will be left with you. We can keep an eye on 5 minutes to see what is the behavior. We can learn more from there. How does it react? And then we can know where to put logical stops. Though in this generation nowadays, people want to receive everything. As I've said, this is a series. For today, I've just decided to show you how the Insta plays are derived. And also I've said you can use also the wait plays, which also the MultSet will be updated to that also to have the inclusion of wait plays. So for those who like just to be getting the waiting plays, for example, on the closing of the days, or to see if there's a potential sell trade or buy trade for the coming day. And also this one can be applied in a week. Let's tap the week there. You can see. So it means for the entire of this week, once you played here, until the candle closes, so in the week, you are the seller. See this point here. The entire week, you are the buyer. See this point here. The entire week, you are the buyer. See this point here. The entire weekend bonus, because this also is the area of pullback to make the higher low. So it means it's more than 2 candles in your favor. So that is another class about using the Insta plays, because there are some Insta plays which you take them just in one bar. There are other Insta plays which you wait for several bars. So I've just touched on that subject, but I'll touch that in detail on separate short videos, so that to help you grasp this idea. So as I've said, we can use wait plays, you can use Insta plays. Now, the main concept here, let me go back maybe to H1. Okay, close that. Okay. The main concept here is when we are below the 20, we are sellers, and when we are above the 20, we are buyers. So now let's see this one. Always at the close, when price closes the 20, it is always followed by a pullback in this area where it is reversing. And from there, guy, you have a long way to go. And always from here, we are seeking to find the 200 level. See? And also, if you get a halt like this, it always another pullback, and then it continues. So these are major two pullbacks that I respect from this move. Two major pullback. I'll speak in detail on a separate video to highlight that most. And if you have MACD, it helps you grasp this and this with easy. So in another example, I'll show you how to include also the MACD to help yourself highlight these points of market turning, the market turning points. Yeah. So that is MultSet. Practice it. There is more to come on this. The way I'm presenting, it might look like a lazy thing, but now that is the way I can speak. See that? So, though it's not that big pullback, if you read Christopher Lee books, you can see he have spoken about the type of trends. So we have to have the knowledge of trends to benefit more from this instaplays. So instaplays gives you key areas in the direction of trend. So for example, I know because I have series of red here, these are pullback in a short or brief trend back to 200 before we can continue going down, because always when after this we'll always resume our trend to the down again. So we have at least two plays always. Yeah. So we have more important locations, so I cannot cover everything in this one video. And I think of the chat of okay, we are back again. And the best feature of all. Sorry guys. So sorry for interruptions. As I've said, usually when we hit the 200, we start going down. So you be careful with these last moments. You take those from the very beginning down there, but not here. And after here, now we can see we have closed down and we'll start going down. We find this break, it tells us we have to go down. Now, there's some phenomena which is not included, but I think in the update, we'll also consider these two things here, because we have these two bars, this bar and this bar. If we can connect, this is just like one giant red bar to the down. If we connect like that, so this instaplay was supposed to be valid also. See? Why? Because also we are strongly going down because of what? This bear candle is within this bull candle is within the bear candle, so we have power surge to the down. And for that reason, sometime you can look for the two candles, you can combine them. And also look, this also bull candle is a bear because it's sandwiched within the bear thing and it has no significance on its own. And also this one, this bull also can be termed as bear because it is within the bearish region being taken out. Let's deal with it. This is H1 and then enjoy the move. When we get this and we are far away from this, we know it's time to exit. So I like trading in higher TF because you have only job to observe the closure of the candles and to observe the momentum of the market. Yeah, so there's a lot to learn. This is just an introductory video for you to give you more insight on how to be safe in trading. That's why you may see me for a while. I've not changed the modality of the lines because I've seen they are making a lot of sense in slicing the market in pieces. Market can be under the 20, can be over the 20 or under the 20. See? Over or under the 200. All these have got all set of its meaning. So when I find buy opportunity under the 20, it means that is belief. Just the market is believing. So I can't stay long. It's only 2 opportunities in most cases. The way I've studied the charts. We'll do this over the computer. I think that will be more comprehensive for us to be able to see the details. But when we have prices under the 20, which is under the 200, and we find this crossing bear being interrupted, and then wait at the point of interruption to continue the journey, continue the journey. But now we have started here 1 and then this second entry. Why do we wait? If we get this one interruption again after the closure of that candle, we do the wise thing, exit. So I've combined a lot of knowledges in one thing. So this Insta thing gives us the key area. So what I would like to summarize, when you receive the Insta, if it is a pullback, like these are considered to be pullbacks. This one is a very visible pullback. It means you have a journey that surpasses the previous observed low. Yeah, so my good friends, my good people, I have no more than that. But because we want to be doing live things even on YouTube and everywhere, to maximize our platforms for bringing you education, a sub to the channel will be amazing and will be a good cooperation which we need from your end, so we be able to train. I don't like to be recording like this. I always like to be live, interacting with people, because there I can get questions. Like here is like I'm being robotic because I'm just thinking of what I should present. But when I'm live, I think it's easier to get what you think I should say, which makes sense to you. So this is according to me, but from the reaction that I will receive from you people, it will help me to know what information more should I give. And the next video, I think I have to speak more on market structure. See, I want us to be able to see the opportunities without even moving averages. Maybe leaving the arrows alone, we should be able to see the opportunities. So this MultSet session, it have a lot of sessions ahead of it, and I'll be putting on YouTube for easier reference. So guys, thank you, and this makes the day. Happy trading. Bye-bye.